Hey guys, it's Uruk, back with another audio commentary. Could you please get the game paused at the 15-second mark like usual? Today I bring you a game, Orc versus Orc, Uruk versus RV-dark. Map is Turtle Rock. My point of view, fog of war on or off, your choice, doesn't matter. So hopefully you're all at the 15-second mark now. We will be unpausing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. So I'm going to be going firelord second. What made me choose that? Simple. I made an advantage in this game, and the firelord is great, a great second hero after you make an advantage within the early stages of the game. It's going to be very hard to defend that kind of hit once they get the firelord. A good way to counter that is to get the firelord yourself, which Dark probably should have gotten this game, although he didn't. He chose the Tinker instead. So I like the firelord once I make an advantage. Some players still take him even so they don't have an advantage. I mean, that's great, but that hit at once you get the firelord is a lot worse if you do get an advantage at the beginning. So this game is actually pretty micro-packed, so it's pretty good. Considering I have I made a micro audio recently, so that's pretty good. Maybe I can show you guys again how to micro. I'm not going to be going through it as much this time, but I guess some little tips here and there are great. I'm going with an early barracks on Turtle Rock. Definitely what you want to be doing. Late barracks is not a good option on this map, especially if they spawn right next to you. I would not recommend it. So, I'm going to hit this giant sea turtle camp first. That's technically what I do when I harass on this map, and that's what I intend on doing. I intend on hitting the sea turtle, then taking one of those wolves and scouting, and after that I'm going to go to where I scouted, or where, I guess if he's not where I scouted, I'll go to the other place, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So I summon the wolves, and then I get my farseer to hit the creep camp first, because otherwise all your wolves will be dead at the end, and you won't have anything to scout with, and also your grunt may take some damage. This is also the quickest way to creep this camp, so that's what I do. So I send that wolf up to scout where he is so I can harass after, and I send the other wolf to scout the right-hand side as I didn't use a peon. I wanted this half a bar, or this camp, because it's on my way, and by the time I get to the next camp I can usually give him a good creepjack, whereas the first one I can't. So I see his farseer here, he's trying to do the same thing. His farseer is kind of in the open, so I'm going to take advantage of that, trying to kill it myself. He's doing the same with mine. I'm going to remove my farseer from my group here, as I do have the time, and just control it separately with F1 like I was talking about earlier. So control group 1 is just my grunts and my wolves, and F1 I have is my farseer by himself. I'm going to try to kill this hero here, but mine's a lot weaker, so I'm going to have to run back to my base. I see his wolves coming in, so I already go back to my base and put peons in there. I don't want to lose any more HP on my farseer. I also summoned some more wolves. You want to try to get last hit on these wolves. That's some nice EXP. I think I got one, or I'm not sure if I got two, but I did get one. So I'm going to go back out trying to get his farseer again. It runs away, so I'm going to go for the wolves. If his farseer it's way back, just go for the wolves. They do a lot of damage and there's some nice EXP, so definitely go kill those wolves if you can, and they're pretty low HP, so it's hard to micro them. Even so, me and him both do a good job of it. So I see that low hit point wolf. I'm going to run it back and then shift click it out of my control group 1. Great thing to do is to resummon when they're almost dead. So we both get a wolf there. I'm a little bit ahead in EXP, which is great. Also, you can use your farseer to attack a wolf to deny your opponent EXP. So basically, we're both here doing the hit and move thing. It allows your farseer to hit as as you're moving. I accidentally hit that creep camp there, and I'm forced to TP using the on the numpad, the 7 key. I double click that. I try to get a surround here on this grunt. I probably should have moved that grunt on the bottom right a bit more to the right, but I don't. So here I see that this grunt's almost dead. I'm going to use this other grunt to the right. I remove it from a control group, and then I was going to try to block, but I don't need to as my Farseer's right there to kill him. So I've made a pretty clear advantage here. I killed this Farseer plus a grunt, so that's a huge advantage right now. And I'm going to use the firelord next to kind of push that advantage even further. It's going to be really hard for him to stop my my next attack, and if he does, he's going to suffer tremendously so long as I play it right. So I'm going to get Raiders second. In my previous audio, I was a bit unsure. In this application, Raiders are great because he's going to try to run. He's going to have to and get behind his burrows because my firelord is going to be very hard to stop. So I'm going to take Raiders so he can't run them back, and it also prevents micro. I try for the Farseer surround here, but I see it's not going to work, so I go for the wolves instead. I'm making sure that my Farseer isn't left in the open, controlling it with my F1, like I stated previously. So he picks up the Tinker. Unusual for an Orc to pick up a Tinker. I'm going to pick up the firelord. So I want to kill that pocket factory as quickly as possible, so I focus that down. And after that, I'm just going to go for whatever's open. See right here, he's running away. This is exactly where I need the Raiders, but I don't have any yet, so that's why I went Raiders first. Now, if you look at my base, I do make a mistake. I build Ensnare first, while I should be building a Raider first. That way, once the Raider gets to his base, it can research Ensnare while it's traveling, so to say. So, this is really hard to stop. You want to try to kind of surround units and then focus them with Firelord, Farseer, and Lava Spawn. Make sure your Lava Spawn's kind of in the back. So I've already killed one grunt. He has another low grunt. He does get this one grunt from me, but I also get one of his, so it's a pretty even trade. And his Farseer is in a bad position here. I don't want to go into his base too far, so I decided to back up a bit, making sure to remove that weak grunt there and send him home, pressing down my Alt key several times. So I see the pocket factory up again. I'm going to try to focus that down. Also summoning some new wolves as I have level 3. Now I see the Tinker here is in a vulnerable position. I'm going to... Oh, he's moving back. Now I see the Farseer, so I'm going to try to surround that Farseer. I do get a good surround, and I chain lightning him. Make sure I kill him. He doesn't buy any potions or anything of that sort. Right there, my wolf is blocking my grunt. I had to move both my wolf and my grunt, so don't be afraid to do that. If you have to, move the unit that's blocking the other one so that the low hit point unit can escape. So I don't want to run in there with my whole... Oh, actually, I do want to run in there with my whole army. I really want to kill this Kodo, as that's 250 gold down the drain for him, plus my 200 grunt back. So if I don't kill him, that's 400 gold, and it's worth a TP just to kill that Kodo. So I'm going to kill that Kodo. Oh, I guess I will later on. I'm also going to try to kill this Tinker here, and with the Raiders, I'm able to ensnare and kill a lot easier. So I've lost 2 grunts now, which isn't too good, but I am going to get this Tinker here, plus the Kodo in the back, I think. Well, for sure this Kodo right here. So basically, I won that battle because of my Firelord. The lava spawns are very, very overpowering. It's kind of like the human push with the Beastmaster and the water elementals, because they have so many summons. It's going to be very hard to stop. Now with the Farseer being so low, I'm going to have level 2 wolves and chain lightning with my Firelord. So that's basically what made me choose the Firelord, and it happened to be a good choice in this situation. As you can see, it left him with a 22 food army compared to my 50 food army. So that was very good on my part to counter this. Tell you the truth, it's really hard to counter this. Best counter I could think of is get your own firelord. Often you see that in a lot of games. You see one person get a firelord, then the next person gets a firelord. It's a very safe thing to do. I mean, the Shadow Hunter is better, in my opinion, once he gets out, but you might lose a lot before he gets out, so you might want to pick up a firelord just to be on the safe side. So I notice here my heroes are very close to level 3 and 4. I'm going to level them up to those levels before I make my next attack. He's gonna have a very hard time creeping, and I assume he's going to be in his base, so it's probably a smart idea to creep for me just this one camp right now. Now, I do summon a spawn right here so that it can get a few hits in, and additionally, once I get to his base, it'll probably have an easy time of splitting into 2. Now, I'm going to buy a scroll and two scrolls actually, a protection scroll and a healing scroll here. They are very important in the orc versus orc matchup, as with good micro, it's very good with a higher food point army. So I use the hotkeys here. Make sure you do that, save some more time, like I said. And I also get some demos. It's one way I can push into his base easier and end the game, so to speak. I also build a war mill here for some Kodos. I have 3 raiders. That's good enough. I mean, 4 is usually the max I get. 3 is great too. So I'm gonna start hitting his bestiary here. Probably should have went for the Voodoo Lounge first. That denies him healing during the battle and after the battle. So try to go for that first. It's also a very low hit point unit. So I see him TP. I'm gonna back up a bit. I don't want to be in a bad position. He TP's back there, and so I'm not gonna go run there and throw this game away like I do a lot of the time. I'm going to ensnare any units that are far back and focus on them with my heroes and lava spawns, while the rest of my army is sitting back and letting my catapults do my demolishers, catapults, whatever, do the work. So that's my strategy. I don't want to let his Kodos devour any of my units, so I'm going to be careful in that respect. I could bring some towers right now. That'd probably be a good idea, but I don't really need to. But if you want to, towers are a great thing. I have a war mill built. I have excess lumber, so I could have brought towers, which would have been good. So I'm gonna get my heroes to focus down on this barracks as well. Just some additional damage where he can't stop me. He doesn't have any raiders. He's trying to expand here, a last-minute attempt to save himself. So if he holds on to this battle somehow, he can somehow gain an advantage back with that expansion. Very wise choice. I mean, if you know you probably can't win with the army you have, go try expand. It's worth the chance. Maybe even put up some towers. So that's if you're in dire need. So his barracks is almost down here. I'm just going to keep the pressure on. Right now, if I did have a gold mine clear, it'd be prime time to expand, but I don't, so. He's finally fed up, and he's going to try to attack. I ensnare a couple units, and I'm going to start hitting on them. Any units that he brings out, I'm going to kill. He uses a speed scroll. I run my grunts back. I do not want them devoured, so that's a smart thing on his part was that speed scroll. Again, I see the pocket factory down, so I'm going to focus on that. I also use my protection scroll, as I see we're definitely in the battle here and there's no running away now. He uses the award of lightning shield, so I want to either kill that thing as fast as I can or make sure it's not surrounding too many of my units, but I kill it as quickly as I can. So this game is now over, and I basically won that because of the firelord. Now that concludes this audio. I hope you guys learned something. How to effectively use the firelord. Anyways, peace out, guys.